Oh, I'm about to destroy some arguments.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them. Collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. How are you? I had a great day. Shiba Inu blew up. Oh man, it's gonna be a good Christmas. Gonna be a good Christmas.
Alright guys, for those of you new to the channel, I read my comments, especially the ones that are criticizing me, because I think those are the fun ones. And for everybody, number one, number two is they're the ones that actually teach you something. Talking to somebody that's on the other side of your issue, or has some different points, or just wants to call you names. Let's see what we got here. Alright guys, I like to read them all and then address every point. I don't like it when YouTubers start reading their comments, especially the ones that don't agree with them, and then stop at every sentence. So let's go here. Nothing Janobi said in his video was wrong, and the whole NFT thing does exactly dick to change the fact that physical games were advertised and not delivered. At the time of writing, the Amico site still says, will there be physical games available for the Amico? Yes, certain games will be available for both our website store as limited edition physical versions. It's FQ question, where are the physical games? Not cards with downloads, physical games. As for the haters versus cult stuff, Janobi makes a good point in not really mentioning it. Most people couldn't give a shit about the few hundred sub-YouTubers fighting about gaming system. It's not important whether the Amico will succeed, as most people will never see or care about what you say. The casual market will see the console and its marketing as it's presented to them, and currently it's not looking good on its own merits. I never watched a Janobi video before, but it's pretty clear that he has a vested interest in the system and has been aware of it since its reveal, and that even if he doesn't get a few clicks from even if he does get a few clicks from talking about the Amico, his channel has grown a lot more with his content than those accusing him of chasing clout. So you never watched his videos, so how do you know about his channel growth? Ah, dude, you gave away yourself too easy here. Come on, you got to do better than that. But anyway, like I said, he did make a few good points, right? And I'm not saying that he's completely wrong. He has every right to his opinion about how he feels about the games. But the fact is that, number one, I don't think he's being honest about the fact that he didn't follow it. I think that's horseshit, okay? And I'm saying this right now. As far as chasing clout, I don't know about that, but I think he wants to be the one who saves people from the Amico, right? But if you're going to accuse people of doing wrong things, and I myself have, and you're probably new to the channel, so you don't know this, I've criticized Intellivision plenty, but I don't like doing it with bullshit. There's a link on the email so you can see exactly what you were buying. Did they change from the first time they said it was going to be physical games? Yeah, this whole thing has been a fucking train wreck. But if you're going to review a product, right, and on top of that accuse people, whoever it may be, I don't care if it's Intellivision or anybody else, if you're accusing them of being a scam, then you better bring all the goods. You can't do a half-ass review when you ignore some of the facts, right? You can't do 3/4 of a review, say the games are shit, and they could be shit, right? But if you're going to call people scammers or scammy or stummy, whatever the fuck you want to call them, you better bring all the receipts, every one of them. And if anything, the NFT would be the biggest scam of them all if it were untrue. But let's say you're right and all the detractors are right, and there's a 1% chance, just a 1% chance that this thing launches then the NFT would probably be more valuable than the game itself. And you don't address that. He doesn't address that in his review. And that's important because that has to do with the value of the game. He can compare them to other games as far as the games, but as far as the value, and this is what he said.
I can say with 100% certainty that these are not worth the money.
How can he give a 100% guarantee when he doesn't know what he's talking about? He didn't review the entirety of the product. Now, am I saying that he was wrong about the bait and switch or anything else? No. But if you're going to call this a scam, the burden is on you to give all the evidence, all of it. And the fact is that there was a link on the YouTube video for people to click and see what they were buying. I've criticized the Amico and Intellivision plenty, but I'm not going to make up bullshit or make a review like this and give a valuation to something that I have no idea about and give 100% guarantee. Your boy right here did a half-ass job in his review. Deal with it. More NFT talk. Let's see. Personally, I don't think there is an NFT tied to those games. We have seen zero proof that there is some kind of functionality that mints in the blockchain. Nothing of the product page or their e-commerce policy says anything about how they plan on managing the rights of the NFTs. So there any details inside aside from the claims that it is an NFT games. From their own information, it sounds like they're not NFTs until the card is scanned into the console. And there's more to it, but that's the gist of the comment there as far as the NFTs. And then below it is, dude, I totally agree with your statements. I am surprised that anybody actually believes that these games will be actually NFTs. This is what I find funny about Gen X Gamer Video. Now, is anybody paying attention to the videos, guys? You make great points here in your comment, Dems 101, right? Which was my exact point. There is no evidence of the NFT, right? So this could be considered a scam too. So why didn't he mention it? If anything, this would be the biggest scam, and that was my whole point. Martin Haling, I don't believe it's going to be an NFT. They could be a 1% chance that there could be an NFT. And let me just put Darius' comment right here, because I want to address them all at once so we understand what we're talking about and why this analysis from Janobi is so flawed. Dude, get off your NFT high horse. Also, all you did is reword what he said. NFTs are scummy too. Also, what Janobi said made a lot more sense. Okay, and then he says you're nitpicking. Alright, let's put it all together here. Alright guys, I'm doing this for the benefit of the people that are listening. You guys over here are throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Okay? Every time I speak about NFTs, you guys take it because you hate Tommy, because you hate the company, because you hate everything about this launch, and I get it, okay? You think that I'm praising the company and or the games. That is not the case. I'm talking about money. Money has nothing to do with my opinion or your opinion. It's just hot air. What matters is what people are willing to pay for things. And that has nothing to do with your feelings about the company or anybody else. If I would have showed you these monkeys over here and I would have told you that I would sell them to you for $200, you would probably told me the same things you're telling me now. But the fact is that they just sold for $24.4 million. And listen, I appreciate you guys because you keep me on my toes every time I mess up. But if it's choosing between money and you agreeing with my opinion, I'm always going to choose the money. That's just the way it is. But if I'm going to do a fair review of the product, even if it was bait and switch or whatever it was, you hate the company, whatever. If there's a small percentage chance that people can make money, you also have to make them aware of that, especially if you're calling this a scam.
I don't follow these things really close, and especially with something like the Amico, where there's so much drama, I try to distance myself so I can have my final opinion and judgment unaffected should I decide to cover it on this channel. So when the Founders Edition launched in January of 2020, I put my order in and have essentially avoided most things Amico until I received an email on October 10th advertising their collector's box sets.
Alright, and the rest of them I'll address with this. I don't believe that he stayed away from all Amico things at all. Okay, there's too many things that he describes here. He talks about the drama, and in January of 2020, the best you could say is there was drama light. There's too many things he talks about that he wouldn't know if he wasn't following it. So obviously he was following it. I just don't find this story right here credible because he says too many things that contradict him not following the Amico for such an extended period of time. From January 2020 till October 2021, give me a break.
The Amico has a problem. It's what I'll refer to as the 3-crowd anomaly. Crowd 1 really dislikes the company, people running it, and or the product itself. They actively discuss all perceived negative aspects of the staff, company, games, and system while hoping to be vindicated in their predictions.
Now I'm really disappointed in the detractors because they usually are on top of everything. But because you agree with him on his view that the games are shit, and again, he has every right to think so, you let things slide like this. What he just described only occurred after January 2020. You bunch of anomalies. That's what he called us, right? You can only make that assertion after January. So this him not following it, again, not buying it. You have to have been following it to describe it that way, because it didn't start until much later. It really began peaking or getting started heavily in the Texas event, and it really blew up at the Crayola event when they had that basement playthrough with all the Amico fans. So how did you know about all the drama, so much drama, if you were not following it throughout this whole period of time? And what was the period of time? From January 2020 till October 10th, 2021. I don't think so.
They are hook, line, and sinker all in, and nothing will change their minds. They are emotionally invested, discuss the system ad nauseum, and will do everything possible to promote it while retconning anything that can make it look bad. In layman's terms, we call these fanatics, groupies, and superfans.
There is no we. It's you. It's him. He's the one who called them that. Okay? He should have addressed that directly. And here's a couple of reasons. He said all these things, described all these actions, and they would have only happened after. All this drama would have happened after where he says he stopped following this, right? Once again, the timeline doesn't match up. What he's saying doesn't match up with what he claims in the beginning of this video. And let me tell you, if you think of a lot of the channels that, for example, detractors and some of the ones that are most watched and the most entertaining, and who I much rather watch than this guy, by the way, say Days Gaming or Rambling Man. You know, they weren't channels that you were watching back then. So this guy for sure was watching the whole Amico thing and is just doing this video right now. He gives himself away with some of the things he says.
I would venture to say that if you are in the third group like myself and you purchased a set, you were scammed.
This review is so bad that it's having me defend a company that I've criticized its business practices over and over again, right? But I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear when a review is this full of holes. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He made a half-ass review with not all the information. You guys may be upset, but I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. If he was 100% spot on and roasted in television, you know, I would agree with him. But he's not. He's got a lot of holes in his story, number one. He didn't review the product completely, number two. Number three, he doesn't even know what the product is, and is accusing in television of things that they actually did not do. So I'm not okay with this. The whole point of his video is to come out as a hero standing up for the consumer, which could have been good if he had all the facts, but he didn't. He rushed out this video, in my opinion, because he wanted the clicks And you may disagree with me, but the thumbnail says it all. New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.